Hello and welcome to Talking Wednesday. Yes, that's how I start podcasts. Talking Wednesday, episode. Yeah.
37.
My brain just went, what? No, it's hello and welcome to episode 37 of the Talking Wednesday podcast. I think it is. What is happening to me? Hello, welcome back. I hope you're all well. I'm Dexterity Box, joined by Punk Chef 41. It's been a week. It's been an absolute week. How has yours been, my friend?
Very busy in terms of sitting in front of a TV playing FIFA. I haven't really done much.
Important
I have
business.
not really done much, but fully released today. Fantastic. Playing it. And then I've found a bug and it's really frustrating. When is it, FIFA and EA, when a loan player's on loan at you, then it go, can we talk about my contract? No! You're not my player!
They don't fix it. No, they don't. That was in it last year. Let's be honest, mate. We weren't expecting it to be too fixed.
No.
But also, it's not out today. It's
out if you pre-ordered the Ultimate Edition.
If you pre-ordered the Ultimate Edition, you've got early access from the day this podcast has dropped. However,
it's out on Friday.
Yes, it is out on Friday.
I'm worried about next year because they're meant to be going down the free-to-play model next year.
No, they're not.
Is that not happening now?
No, that's PES.
Is that just PES? No, there was talk that EA were looking at
it was rumours. It was rumours. They ain't giving up their
cash.
Yeah.
How's your week been?
Do you know what I really enjoyed about COVID?
Yeah.
Not having to put up with people.
Right,
not having to put up with people. And this week's been a test of trying to put up with certain people. And, it's been one. But, I'm happy. I'm happy because I've just obviously been to the petrol station and I've got 7 cans of diesel sitting in my living room, just in case I want to chuck them on the fire. What is going on, mate?
50 quid a litre.
What is going on? What is going on? Hey, exactly. Black market.
I managed to get Dex a little bit with my
I haven't, by the way. Don't be an idiot.
Fake truck driving, and we realised Jake never drives, ever. And I can't anyway due to disability, but Jesus.
Yeah, Jake's been doing these streams, driving lorries on the internet, and he can't drive in a straight line. So, they're going well.
They are actually going quite well. They're quite fun.
As it says in the document here, knock, housekeeping. No reviews this week. So please do leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Podchaser. Give us a 5-star review. Leave us some comments on it. We will read it out on podcast. You'll get your moment in the sun. Or the torrential rain, as it was
this
morning of filming this, and probably the morning you're listening to this. So we are going to just mention some things in the housekeeping today. Follow us on all the socials. I'm at Dexterity Box, at PunkChef41, at Talking Wednesday is the Talking Wednesday Twitter. There's also a Discord you can join. There's a community tab if you want to subscribe to this channel to have a chat with us, get involved in topics. We're also on Instagram at Dexterity Box there. There's many socials. Just follow them all. Right?
Whatever the YouTube channels of both of us are, it's what the socials are. Makes it easy for you.
Exactly. But all the Talking Wednesday stuff isn't necessarily on Talking Wednesday stuff. Follow at Dexterity Box on Instagram and stuff. That's where the Talking Wednesday stuff is there. It's confusing, but as long as you're following myself, don't worry about him. If you're following myself and Talking Wednesday, you'll be all right.
Fine, follow him.
He's right. But yeah, Sheffield Wednesday career mode is back.
Yeah,
on my
good
channel.
So far, what you've done.
Episode 1 and 2 are up now. By the time you're watching this, let's just see what the likes are at on my one that went up yesterday. I know it didn't hit 100 in the 24 hours, but I think it might have done now. As I said, 100 likes on the videos are getting them out in the next 48 hours. Has that one reached it yet? I don't know. No.
Just hit it.
But it looks like it's about to reach it. Yeah. So
it's actually quite funny because in the Discord talking about it, because there's actually a section in the Discord that said FIFA career players and tips and tricks kind of thing. And one of the people that actually recommended a play to it, I actually signed an hour ago while in the Discord when he mentioned it. I was like, that's actually really funny.
Yeah, but it just means if it does get today to 100 likes, which it should do, it only needs 5 more, it will be coming out on Wednesday. If not, I'm basically doing it. As soon as it hits 100 likes, you get the next episode in 2 days. So if you get 100 likes on the day the video actually comes out, you won't wait in 2 days, but this case, it will be probably Wednesday, the next episode. But you're getting a stream from me before that.
I was going to say.
I think that's where you're going into that.
Yeah.
So, Dexterity Watch will be back Tuesday night for Sheffield Wednesday versus Wigan Athletic. Other way around, technically, because
we're away.
Wigan are the home side.
We haven't won in this pink shirt yet, have we?
Shut up. I love
Come
that
on,
pink
win
shirt.
in the pink shirt. So do I.
But it will be good to see Wednesday not have Bailey Peacock Farrell give the ball.
Well, we'll talk about that.
I'm hoping for a game without a Bailey Peacock Farrell error.
Yeah.
And a Wednesday win. Let's find out together on stream, shall we?
You can find out what he's drinking, and we'll find out what everyone had to tea. We'll do the usual stuff. It'll be like old times.
Exactly. And speaking of that, let's go into the really important meat and potatoes of the show. You know, the actual show.
You're really struggling with your words, aren't you?
No. We're getting into the meat and the potatoes now, my friend.
No.
Flying Pig Lover writes in and says, what's your go-to McDonald's order? Now this
5-piece
is the
chicken
one.
select meal with either sour cream or barbecue, or both sour cream and the mozzarella sticks.
That's a good shout, Jake.
The other day I ordered a 5-piece select meal, and they actually gave me like 9 mozzarella sticks instead of the chicken, so we had to send it back. But I would quite happily eat in the mozzarella sticks.
Well, no, because then they're just conning you out anyway, because you just get a mozzarella stick chair box and be an absolute fatty like me. So, right, here's the thing. At the minute on Fridays, when I'm in between jobs on the day, I usually have just enough time to sort of pop through a drive-through and then take it to my second place of work. Right. So, my go-to order on a Friday at the minute, this isn't my normal go-to order, but it is 5 chicken selects.
Yeah.
And then like a cheeseburger, but I had the 5 chicken select meal. But because the Monopoly's at the minute, I keep picking up like a Big Mac or something like that. So I get 5 chicken selects, and then I get something like that, and that's quite nice. However, my usual go-to is a special. So whatever's on the special menu, if it's Big Tasty, if it's one of the chicken burger things, I'll have that as a large meal. Big Tasty is my jam. I'm all about that. If I'm having beef as the main meal, I'll get a chicken mayo with it.
Yep.
It's like a side slider, so to speak. Or if I'm having a chicken burger, if that's the special, I'll get a cheeseburger. So I've got to have 2 animals.
You got
apparently.
a balance.
Yeah, balanced diet. Moo
you're just doing Noah's Ark.
Yeah. 2 by 2.
Yeah.
Go together, creating some sort of mutant in my stomach, but it's delicious.
Thing is, I got to think, burger for me, I'm not a big fan of McDonald's burger, but I absolutely love Burger King's burgers.
I like the you see, that could be another topic in itself, but I only like one burger from Burger King.
Go on.
Bacon double cheese XL.
That's the one.
that is the one, isn't it? It's gotta be.
That's all you get.
What's your sauce? What's your sauce selection at McDonald's?
It's normally simple, like tomato ketchup or something. Sometimes mayo.
They don't.
I do like mayo with chips.
There's a funny story about McDonald's. They used to have a deal with Heinz, and then they fell out. They fell out a few years ago, and that's when they stopped stocking Heinz sachets. So most of the franchises now have got their own McDonald's sauce, and I actually like it. I'm a bit particular about tomato sauce, but I really like the McDonald's ones. I really like Heinz. I really like the McDonald's one.
Okay, a little bit off topic here. What's your opinion on chips and gravy KFC?
I mean, we could let people write in for all this. Surely we can give what the people want in drip feeds. But if anybody doesn't like their gravy, stop listening right now.
There we go.
Seriously, let's not even have that discussion. Right. Captain Nat writes in, what movie can you watch over and over again? Mine currently is Avengers 1 and Venom. More important topics.
Mine are behind me, actually, so I can grab them.
If he's about to pull out some graphic novels, no. Punisher films, fair.
I'm a massive Punisher fan. Our
Our audio listeners love that. Thank you, Punk. I'm Back to the Future. Pretty much.
I used to have the Blu-ray of that, and then I sold it by accident.
I've got the Blu-ray selection. I've got a DeLorean up there.
Of course you have.
Hang on.
Of course you have.
Hang on. Oh, hang on. This might take a second. This might take a second.
You notice how he had to go at me for showing something on for the audio lot. But yes, he's about to get a DeLorean. This is the way it's made out of
DeLorean, by the way. I've got a couple of things that I want to show.
I was half expecting there was going to be something made out of Lego and you're going to drop it and it'd be like, no!
What are you saying?
I was half expecting you to have one made out of Lego and drop it and go, no!
So this is my DeLorean. This is
Not
Back
kidding.
to the Future 2 DeLorean. You press this button here and it lights up.
Oh.
Look at that. It's like them shoes you could get as a kid. Right, I need to put this down very carefully because I will kill myself if I scuff it in any single way because that's just
Collectors.
Yep. And then I've got the
back to that pop funk.
It's the hoverboard pop vinyl with the shirt inside it, but of course it's got that inside it, so it's yeah.
Basically, just building nerd heaven. Slowly but surely.
Pretty much.
And I'm all for that.
Bet my mother regrets not saying I could have Pokemon cards when I was a child now.
Yeah. Oh, this is a lovely house, James. Why is there a toy room? Don't go in there. You're not allowed in. Leave.
What kind of toy room do you think I'm going to have, Jake? What sort of toys?
That's on you, my friend.
Right,
That's nothing to do with
me. Maple Leaf writes in on the Discord. And obviously this is our new silly topic section, by the way, that we said we'd be doing. Probably only do one of these a week, in fairness. One or two. But we thought we'd do three because it's the first launch of him. Because people were joking about how long it takes us to get into the podcast. So we're running with it. Just so you're aware. New silly topic from Maple Leaf. Logic's notwithstanding, e.g. COVID, etc. If you could take an all-expense paid vacation to anywhere, where would it be?
A mountain cabin in Canada. Just no internet, no nothing, roaring fire. Happy with that.
You can get that in parts of Barnsley, can't you?
Also, mine would have to possibly be child-free. If I'm taking my little one anywhere hot.
Just an oven. Just
yeah. I won't mind going back to Amsterdam, actually.
You do realise you've just agreed to putting your child in an oven, right?
She'd love it. There'll be a pool. She's a water baby.
In an oven?
She'd be fine.
Social services will be round in a second, Jake.
I'll have my front door opening, so I'm very worried.
Did your front door actually just open? That's wonderful. Right. I don't know, to be honest. I want to visit a lot of places. Currently, we're planning, actually, if we can afford it, to do a bit of an Italy thing for like 3 weeks. We'd like to go to some different parts of Italy. Just getting the time and the money, and when you're trying to be an adult and then do the house thing, and then it's like, oh, can we really do that? But you know what? Yes, you can.
Being an adult sucks, but if you can make it work, it's brilliant.
But the thing is, mate, like...
You've got no responsibility at the minute, so it's fine. It's a lot harder when you become a parent. Then you've got to get passport for a kid, and then you've got to make sure the kid's okay on the plane.
Whatever happened to whiskey on the dummy? Right. Okay.
Moving on. Happened.
You didn't use whiskey on the dummy?
No, they did on me though.
Oh, right, I get it. Okay. So are you trying to say whiskey now gives you FND?
Oh, no, I like whiskey, so no.
No, you're going to get sued by some sort of whiskey. What's happened here? Literally, like we've gone well off. Like we went off with the topics we've got, and I'm holding a kitchen knife for some weird reason. I don't even know why this is here. Why have I got a dinner knife?
It got to the 37th episode, and this is what I've done to him.
Sheffield Wednesday.
Yes.
Oh God, we would start with this. Okay, so
No.
bringing it. Oh, for God's sake! I'm still thinking about kitchen knives and no. We're coming back to that. We've got to start on a different topic.
We got
and
that
then
on
bring
a
it
different
through.
Let's start on the game.
Yeah. So the game. The match. Ipswich versus Sheffield Wednesday. Wednesday lined up with Peacock, Farrell, Palmer, Iorfa, Hutchinson, Johnson, Adenir and Wing, Bannon, Shadipo, Berahino and Gregory to face an Ipswich that lined up with Haldicki, Donsian, Edmondson, Burgess,
I did
Penny.
not like reading their names.
Penny played though. Carroll.
Yeah, he did.
El Mazzuni, Burns, Selina, Fraser and Bon. Go on, Punk, as tradition dictates. How did this one go?
They looked very good to start with, and we looked leggy. We looked a bit leggy in that game, and we're struggling to keep any kind of path together, both teams. It's like we have the ball for like a couple of minutes, and then we pass it back, and then do the same. We had like 61 possession, but it was all in our own half, and we're having that thing where we're struggling with that whole getting something to make a run. There were periods where Hutch had the ball at the back. He's like, make a run, someone do something. And then we pass it, and it is getting to be that thing where everything is flown by Bannon. I'd like some other player to pick up the slack a bit and take a bit of pressure off him so he can open up. But we did go 1-0 up, and it was a cracking goal. Great check down by Gregory for that like little thinking, right, checked it down, controlled it with his knee, and just volleyed Adenir with a cracking goal. And Moore's right. He's got goals in him. And he's more of an attacking midfield than a CDM right now.
I tweeted it out at the time, like how it is mystifying.
How we got him for a free. Yeah.
What a player.
It's that whole thing. And you're going 1-0, right? You're up. You're thinking, right, we can go for this now. Second half, Stonewall penalty. Don't know why it wasn't given, but EFL officials in this league. There you go. And then calamity right near the end. And I've said this, and I've seen it on Twitter where people saying, why would nobody helping him on this? Iorfa's screaming and pointing, going, the man behind you.
He's not screaming and pointing. Right, I'll tell you what happened.
He's pointing and going, there's a man behind you.
I agree. No, I agree. But he's not screaming. He's not like... It's kind of one of those unfortunate situations. For those who don't know what happened, if you were living on to some sort of rock, there's an Ipswich player
being shared everywhere.
There's an Ipswich player hanging around behind Bailey Peacock Farrell, who, after when we're trying to sort of like see out the end of the game, very, 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 very late on, pretty much
time wasting.
Yeah, time wasting. Any goal now would be gut wrenching. So Wednesday have got to keep it together. So an Ipswich player's behind him from a failed attempt from Ipswich. They're going back. It's a goal. It's sort of like, it's a goal kick, but it's not a goal kick. It's one of those where it's still in play.
It's one of the way he's got it and he can play
it
down to his feet.
Yeah,
and he
exactly.
dropped the ball, not realising there's a player behind him. Player nick thing, takes it. Peacock Farrell's left scrambling. They try and get back and they square it and they get into goal. Now, for me, Bailey should be looking around his shoulder.
Yeah.
Just having a check. I've seen so many people say, oh no, he shouldn't be doing it. No, every goalkeeper you see, they always have a little check to make sure. And you watch it now, we'll be checking a lot now. Because teams will know that concentration. But I said, concentration till the full time
He won't
whistle.
do it again, but that doesn't help anything. It's one of those where you need to learn that. You will not do it again. But it's one of those things that I did see some people saying that it's Sunday League, and it is one of those things that you get drilled into your Sunday League check behind you. You know, that somebody's not messing with the offside. Iorfa does point, right? But the split
Even
second between him pointing, it's like Bailey, he's not concentrating. That's the issue. Because he points at him, and you can tell he's not concentrating because he sort of like goes, he looks to Iorfa going, oh, do you want this sort of thing? He points. I don't think Bailey Peacock Farrell sort of clocks that his points, not really realising as he's putting the ball down, and then it's gone.
And now they get nicked. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So It's almost
Fair
like
credit.
I off his hand going up really slowly. It makes me feel sick watching it because
Every
it's
time
like
you watch
you
it.
can see it go through his head, just like his hands going up, like, oh crap, he's not noticed. He's not noticed, and then it's just like, no.
And
why?
fair play to the lads pulling Bailey up and going, it's all right, we've got it happens. And the thing is, it shouldn't happen. He's a human being. He made a mistake, and this is the thing. People say, right, Wildfish will play next. No. Keep him in the squad. His confidence is hit after 3 clangers already, but you keep him in the squad. You don't change it straight away.
Wildsmith should play.
Yeah, I've had people say Wildsmith should play. I've had people this week calling for Chris Houghton to get the job. Yeah.
I don't want to be a Wednesday fan anymore.
Talking gaming. Right.
Is this on Facebook?
Nope.
I despair, mate. I actually despair. I genuinely despair.
We'll learn from it.
It happens. Yeah. It's good because it's one of those that, like, we were both in dodgy form, really, and Ipswich could have turned those round on us. So
I think the only thing that was a little bit annoying for me was when he took Berahino off, and then we went 2 up top for a bit. And I understand why he did it, and I get it, to try and put on another defender to steal it up at the back. I'd like to see Berahino start at the top as a striker, just to see what he can do.
Do you know what I mean? It's almost like he is a striker and he should play central.
Yeah, it's weird.
I know he's gone out on the wing before, but no.
He's a striker. You know what he can do. And the thing, we had 2 wingers on the bench in Sau and Corbinian.
I think we'll talk about more of it in a second, actually. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go into Paul Cook's comments because he was quoted before the game saying, I think we're the biggest club in the league, we're the best club in the league, and I think we've got the best squad. But that would be what I think, wouldn't it? I'm sitting in Danny Cowley's office, Lee Johnson's office, Darren Moore's office. I'd be saying the exact same. I'm not trying to open a football debate there. I just have total faith in my own club. I'm saying that out of pure loyalty to my own football club and where I'm at. So this was one thing that was quite a big thing at the start of the match, with people taking the first quote.
No one took the rest of it.
Yeah, exactly. I did sort of say, what's Paul Cook been cooking? If he's thinking this, but...
Well, I made a lot of Ed Sheeran references at the start of my video, and no one got them. And I'm really disappointed.
Yeah, well.
Well.
I've got no sympathy for you, mate, because I'll be honest, I've only just clocked. You were saying this on stream the other day, and I was like, why? And then I was like, oh, yeah, I remember now.
I think it was something
if
like...
If you don't know, Ed Sheeran invests in Ipswich,
yeah.
And that's literally what I've just remembered.
I think it was literally, let's hope we can put our bad habits to rest and
we need to stop.
Get the shivers.
We need to stop saying literally, by the way. Did you know that they changed the phrase literally in certain dictionaries because enough people were using it they were using it as figuratively, that they've actually changed literally and they've given it a dual meaning?
Really?
Yeah, because of literally... So many people doing that now, and it's become such a thing. And we do it as well. We've just done it. I try not to do it, but for some reason on this podcast, I do it. Darren Moore. There's a lot of heat on Darren Moore. Whether you expect it to be at this stage, I would say probably not. It's kind of surprising that there's heat on there. There's people coming back into my comment section that have disappeared for a while now. We're not so doing funny, so well. Yeah. What do you think about Darren Moore? Because there's a lot of talks about, like, we got to make sure he's not a one-trick pony. That's been banded about. You know, it's a new team. I think personally he doesn't know his own 11, but I don't think anybody knows the best 11. I don't think anybody knows the Wednesday best 11 at the minute.
He has been questioned on that already in the press about his best 11, said it's different team for different situations, which said to me he doesn't know best 11.
Yeah, it would suggest that, wouldn't it?
It's a lot of... And people are going to get annoyed at me when I say it's a lot of players in, and they'll go, well, Wigan's got a lot of players in. Yes, they have, and they gel well, and that's what happens if you gel quickly. It's not like we've had... It feels like this whole situation where a lot of Wednesday fans think we should be smashing teams because we're Sheffield Wednesday in this league, and that's what it should be. And it's not the case at all. Darren Moore still got a lot to work on with this team. And the big one is going to be confidence and mental side, because you can see the still cracks from last year that are still there that are happening now. I still think he's the right person to have this job, because we needed someone who could build something and get confidence up. Now, yes, we've not won a game recently, but there's times where you're looking at it and it is good, but it's in spells. It needs to be more through across the entire game, because we can't string a half too hard together well. And I'm all for this, playing it from the back and everything and playing with one up top, but it only works if you've got the players that are confident to have it on the ball and do that. At a minute, it doesn't look like we've got the confidence with playing it to feet at times. And that's on coaching and that's on the players.
Do you know how many games we've won this season?
Go on.
Off the top of your head. 3. Okay.
3.
Do you know how many games we've lost this season?
2.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we've won 3, drawn 2, lost 2. It's the order of them that's a bit odd, right? And it's a bit worrying with the new season bump, because we've drawn 3, sorry. We drew the opening match against Charlton, 0-0. We beat Donny, 2-0. Then we beat Fleetwood, 1-0.
Yep.
Wasn't a great match, that. Wasn't a great match, even though we won it. We didn't play amazingly well. Beat Rotherham 2-0. That was quite a decisive performance, to be fair. We looked impressive. But then we lost to Morecambe.
Yep.
Then we won in the Pizza Cup, but we beat up some children. And then Plymouth whacked us 3-0.
Yep.
Then we obviously lost. We drew with Shrewsbury. Peacock Farrow mistake. Drew with Ipswich. Peacock Farrow mistake. So we cut out those mistakes.
Yeah.
Which can be said, and I know it's easier said than done with a lot of things, but you cut out those mistakes and you're on to something. You're on to 1-0 wins on those 2. And you take those 2 mistakes out. One man made those mistakes, right? And I'm not trying to pile on him here either. But one man makes those mistakes. If he doesn't make those mistakes, you got an extra 6 points. And those 2 wins Wednesday you've got, 3 wins, they turn into 5.
Yeah.
And it's an extra 6 points. Yeah.
It's early days. It's an early season. And the thing is, I still think there's a lot of fans who think we're meant to be walking this league. This is a hard league. There's some very good teams in it. And the teams that are going to know how to play against us and possibly set up defenses, and we're going to have to learn to break them down. People expected us with that mentality we had this season to come down, rebuild, and how the hell do you sign 14 new players and then just start smashing every team 3-0? Yeah. That's not going to happen. It's not FIFA.
It's not. And we brought...
You've got to give them time to sing it.
We play a lot of our play through Barry Bannon, and I know that's a big thing. We spoke about that last week. But we've got other players that you've got to realise, Adeneering getting in the goals. We've got Berahino getting in the goals.
We've had little bits of injuries as well. We've had Adeneering get a little bit of a knock. You've got Byers who've got a little bit of a knock now.
Shadipo coming back after an injury. You know, we've got players that I just think
we still haven't seen Windass this season, and he's back at some point in October.
It's too early to throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? Way too early. And you've got something flying around your camera lens.
I have. It's a little flying. It's in my head.
Lovely. But we've got Wigan, right?
Tough,
and then
tough
Oxford.
Game.
Wigan's the toughest test. If we can put in if we crumble against Wigan, then that's a little bit of a sign of But let's have a look at our next fixtures. We'll talk about this later on. But Wigan, Oxford, Bolton, Wimbledon. That'll take us to mid-October. Yeah. Tough fixtures.
And also, we're not sure what's happening with the Bolton game yet. Pardon me.
That's true. Cambridge is there as well amongst that if we take out the Bolton game. And then it's Lincoln. So we've got... There is no easy fixtures in here. And I just think more is getting less patience with a lot of people. And it's because everybody goes, can we stop saying how he's a nice guy? We've all stopped saying how he's a nice guy. We've all established that he's a nice guy, right? We're just saying from a managerial perspective, he needs some time. Give him a little bit of time.
You can tell in his interviews as well, he's getting a bit frustrated with some of the press questions to him. He was a bit snappy this weekend. And the thing is, people be like, oh, why is he being snappy? It's just a question. It's like, well, you'd asked him to be a bit more aggressive. He's been a bit more aggressive. He can't win either way.
Yeah, he's definitely changed the inflection of his ears. They've got a bit more of a growl to them now, for sure. I just think I think we've only seen one of his styles, like Moore has played 3 at the back before. Maybe he's going to start to utilise that a little bit more, look for more of a plan B.
The only criticism that Donny Rover fans had was that he didn't have a plan B. And I think he'll know that from that time there that he needs to have something different. And there was someone who said, "Oh, Moore been found out in this league." He was in this league for 2 seasons. He knows this league. He knows it's hard.
Also, we've got a better squad than Donny had, so if he doesn't have a plan B with Wednesday, that's a problem because we've got rotation now. He's brought in rotation. There is options in this squad. You can play players in positions because if you're going to play one up top, you've got options in attack as well. Windass coming back in might be a big thing for us as well. I think it's way too early to judge him. I think 10 games. I think I will be a little bit underwhelmed after 10 games. I think we're going to get to that point. I'm going to be like, we could have done better there.
Yeah.
Because there's not easy fixtures to round out those 10 games.
We could be a slow burner as well, where it's a team that doesn't gel until Christmas time and then goes on a run.
Yeah.
That does happen when you get a lot of new players in.
A lot of it is the mentality of thinking we should be coming down and bossing it, but we've still not really got a full idea of how we want to play. I think you talk about the players putting in the work on the pitch. This team, we were signing players all the way through that window. Berahino was like one of our last signings. We've got to slot these players in and give them time. And the international break doesn't help when you've actually got internationals. Peacock Farrell hasn't looked the same since the international break.
No. He looked actually knackered when I saw the photographs of him coming into the stadium. He looked shattered.
It's not ideal.
No.
Let's talk about Peacock Farrell, actually, because Moore has come out and backed him.
Yep.
He's pretty much stated that he's got his full support. He's going to be his number one. And I think that's right. We've just mentioned about him not looking the same since he came back from saving penalties for Northern Ireland, making the odd error here or there. I don't know if it's the complacency, but making errors like he's been making, they can be very much mental, It's just concentration maybe. Maybe he's learning that he can't switch off at all. But then again, I'm worried about if he does that, he starts playing tense and then forces mistakes,
But this is the reason he's probably been sent by Burnley to League One, because they know it's a tough bit where he's going to have to properly test himself.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to test a player who you want to be a Premiership keeper in a couple of years, lower league, then Championship, and then Premiership, you're going to know your mettle.
Oh, are Burnley moving to Scotland?
What did I say?
Premiership.
Oh, Premier League.
Yeah, if he's going to be a Premier League keeper, he definitely needs to get that out of the system. And I acknowledge that. And I think, well, what he said, we got this from Football League World. He says, quote, "We've got no problem with Bailey. He's been absolutely superb and we're really pleased to have him on board. He's a top young goalkeeper who's more than capable of playing at the highest level. He's got a wonderful stature and a good size and presence about him, and he has made some great saves and won some points for us already." That's true.
Yeah.
Penalties-wise. He has represented his country at international level and is performing really well there. He can definitely play at the highest level in this country. He is as solid as, and his focus and determination has been spot on. He has been exceptional. Everyone has clearly seen the talent and ability he has, and long may that continue. With Bailey, it's just about the consistency of the games and keep chalking them off one by one. But we know the talent he possesses, and hopefully he can keep performing to those high standards in the coming weeks and months. Now,
when was the last time he played week in, week out though?
Well, I'm kind of glad the Tuesday night matches are coming back in because you're starting to get fixtures back under your belts. Like, we've got Wigan and then Oxford, and then Tuesday we're in the Pizza Cup again, and then it's Saturday.
What happened at the weekend, this is probably better so he hasn't got a long period to dwell on it. He's got to go straight back into focus mode.
If Bolton doesn't get postponed, which it probably will, I kind of don't want it to, but it probably will.
I don't want it to, but it probably will.
We should be Tuesday, Saturday until Christmas, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which would be good.
Yeah.
For my channel especially. But
I'm going to turn around. Personally, I want it to be Tuesday, Saturday, because I've got this YouTube channel. I used to do something during COVID.
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore.
Yeah. But no, I think the one thing we've got to take into account with the international break is we would lose Peacock Farrell because he'd get called up for Northern Ireland.
We'd lose Peacock Farrell. We would possibly lose Corbenew. And people said Scotland, but I don't think... Oh, there's another one we might lose. I think it's... No, is it Corbenew and Bailey Peacock Farrell? Yeah.
Bailey Peacock Farrell, if Palmer gets recalled, but I doubt he'll get recalled now.
Yeah, Berahino hasn't got international duty, has he? I know he captained his.
I don't think they have it at the same time. I'm not sure though on that. We'd have to check.
Also, it hit me the other day. Will we lose Berahino for a couple of months if the African Cup of Nations happens?
Who's he representing?
Burundi.
You're just going to expect me to spell that?
Well, I'm definitely not going to spell it, am I?
I actually spelt it right. I'm well impressed with myself.
Well done.
Yeah, we would, probably. Are they even in the African Cup of Nations? Because I know, is it one that is it like our new Euros format where everybody gets in?
Oh, it could be.
Or is it one where they have to qualify for it? I'm having a look. Yeah.
They only hit
hang on.
the other day.
So they qualified. No, they didn't.
Did they not qualify?
No, they.
Oh, brilliant! You're staying in Sheffield.
They got 5 points. They were in with Mauritania.
Apology, Berahino, but I don't really want you going away and playing for 2 months when we might need you. Knowing our lot, you'd probably hit form and be like, right, bye.
They were in Group E, and Group E.
I just remember how it used to be for Arsenal when the African Cup of Nations would happen. Like they'd lose an entire squad. It used to be funny.
Yeah, the tournament's January 2022.
Right.
And yeah, Burundi haven't gone through to the final tournament.
Fair enough. I know their game against Morocco, or it's either Morocco or Tunisia, got called off for the World Cup qualifiers, and that's been postponed.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of glad to see that we don't want our players going off on international duty. The African Cup of Nations is fine if you're like, well, actually, Liverpool suffer when Salah goes.
Yeah.
Massively, so. Because don't they lose Salah and Mane?
Yep. That's their front line gone.
Yeah. That's not fun.
But it used to be the same for Arsenal, though, back in the day. Arsenal was like lose about 3 or 4 players.
Well, aren't they going to, when the World Cup's in 2022, aren't they going to postpone
the
Premier League? They're going to do a winter break.
Yeah.
Because that'd be funny, because there'd be no one in the Premier League. There just wouldn't be, though, would they?
No, they wouldn't.
Right. That's Bailey Peacock Farrell. Somehow we got onto international talk. So, Sheffield 2 accounts have released. We're going to take some analysis from the Star. They've been speaking to Dr. Dan Plumley, who said, quote, eyes are drawn to a couple of things. One is a 77.225 million figure linked to a future rent of Hillsborough Stadium. There is nothing we don't know already, really, but it's highlighted there is a future cost and is one the company will have to pay for as part of that agreement. There is a big loan from a controlling party of 56.7 million, but that is essentially another Chancery company. It's essentially one and the same company that the football club is indeed indebted to, whether that's Sheffield 2, Sheffield Wednesday Football Club Ltd, or Sheffield Wednesday Holdings.
And this will come out the whole situation when everything going with Derby as well.
Yeah.
To make people go, oh God.
It's a shell company, isn't it? So we knew this. We knew that Chancery was getting around financial fair play by using shell companies. It's how a lot of people get around a lot of things in the business world.
Money goes through places.
It is.
Not illegal.
Not a massive... No. It's not the Cayman Islands. It's not a big story. We just thought we'd put it in there to chat about.
Even though I do love how at one point so he worked out. So one of his holding companies is S2. Technically.
He could have made it a pig farm or something just for the laugh. Right. Story from the Examiner about Shadipo talking here. They've quoted him as saying he wouldn't rule out a permanent move. He said, quote, "I'm always open to talks and stuff like that. I speak to the coaches at QPR. They call and ask me if I'm playing and have people come down to watch the games. I am focusing on the here and now. We'll see how this season goes, game by game. We'll see what happens at the end of the season." End quote. Yeah. Another non-story here. Every player says this. They're not going to...
Yeah. I do like that, though. They call to see if I'm playing. It's like, what? Can you not be watching?
Well, that's the thing, like, Shadipo has had that injury. Yeah. He's had to come through. He should have had a goal at Shrewsbury.
Really good against Shrewsbury, but again, Ipswich, he got nullified. And
we weren't great at Ipswich in general, to be honest, at that point, were we?
No, but he was our big outlet, and I wonder if we'd gone, right, we used him again for the next outlet, and people are like, well, you're using him and using him. It just change it, like I say, change it up and finding another plan.
Pretty much. I'd like to see him utilise more. I'd like to see us get the best out of him. I'm excited for players like that, and if he has a good season with us...
I'm looking forward to see him and Windass. I think that could be exciting.
Yeah. It'd be nice. It'd be nice to see him kick on with us and hopefully he's one of those players that I could see if he went well on loan with us, we potentially could sign him on a permanent if we can actually buy players, which is...
Yeah, it'd be nice if we would be allowed to do that again.
That would be fun. Kieran Brennan's gone on loan. He's the latest young owl to make a move away from Hillsborough. So...
Smart move. He needs 13 football. He puffed for it. And I did a video about this saying it's nice to see Wednesday doing things the right way at last with the youth academy and stuff and getting players out on loan, getting them the experience, getting kicked about a bit because they'll come back stronger for it.
Yep, he's gone to Notts County, who are non-league still, aren't they? Yep.
Yes.
And he's a short-term loan until November 27th. So if we need cover in his position, we can bring him back, which will be useful.
A lot of them have been short little deal till like end of November, end of December, January. No one's really gone for a long period to kind of tie down for a full season, really, have they?
No, it's been a clever way to do it. Let them go out and keep extending the loans, and if they do well, keep them there, and let their development continue while they're at these clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the best to Kieran Brennan. Hopefully comes back.
Good luck.
Better for it. Is Bolton Wanderers getting postponed because their manager, Ian Evatt, has conceded it's possible the clash could be postponed? This is from the Examiner again. Talking to the Manchester Evening News, actually, so that's the original source that the Examiner have taken from.
Yep.
He was saying, potentially the question was poised to him, potentially does Sheffield Wednesday get called off because of international call-ups? It's possible. I do think there's talks ongoing with that. If there's a chance, we've got Josh Sheehan, probably, that potentially could get called up, but I think they have a few more. From what I understand, there's a possibility that it could be rescheduled because of international call-ups. But until that happens, and until we know what the squads are, we're planning it as if we're playing the game. But there's one eye open that it could potentially happen.
Yeah,
we can't really lose our goalkeeper. That's the issue. We probably would have to delay it because it's in such a crucial position. You can't really delay it.
But there's only so many. You need so many to delay it. That's the issue. I think it needed to be. You needed either 2 or 3 out of all of them then to be delayed, and
we've only got 2.
Yeah, then they got 1, so it possibly could be delayed if that does happen.
It's awkward because part of me wants to just say, don't let them go.
Yeah.
And just carry on. We're in a fight here.
But if they're not in like a red country, they don't have to isolate or anything, so they can just be fine.
No, it's not though. It's not that though. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying just don't let them go because...
Yeah, but are we able to do that with us being only not the parent club? Because the parent club could step in and go, well, we want him to go on loan, go for...
That is a different matter entirely, to be fair, mate. That you could be spot on there. The parent club could do that, but personally, in the situation we're in, I think it's more beneficial to have a scrap in League One and stay around than go to international level. But you're right. It's a senior call-up for Northern Ireland. Yeah. Peacock Farrell's going.
Yeah.
And I don't begrudge him that. It's just a bit awkward for us, you know?
It was always the position I was a bit worried about if we got someone who was like internationally recognised, because Championship, fine, they can go off, no games, fine. But if we're then having to rely on, no disrespect to Joe Wildsmith, at the same time, he's not Bailey in terms of what he can do.
We have seen that as well, yeah.
Because if we have a penalty, you feel a lot more confident with Peacock foul saving it than you will Wildsmith.
Do you think Joe's going to go at the end of the season?
I wouldn't surprise me if he goes, because Dawson's having a stormer in League Two.
Yeah.
And I think he's got another 2 years on his contract, and Joe's out. It's not worked. Ever since he had that injury, it's not worked for him. For whatever reason, manager's injury. Because at one point, he was looking like our number one for a while.
Oh, no, I was saying it for ages. I want Wildsmith in net.
Yeah.
And then he just came back and looked at a different player, but not in the way I wanted him to look, you know? Because he just seemed a better keeper. And I think this loan deal will have helped Dawson no end. I think we missed a trick not sending Wildsmith out on loan earlier. Do you know when we were loaning like a backup fourth keeper in? Why didn't we promote a player from the academy, keep them around as our third choice?
Well, like Luke Jackson or someone.
Keep somebody like Paul Jones on the bench and loan out Wildsmith and Dawson while Westwood was in net, you know? And then just rotate Paul Jones in if we absolutely have to, you know? I understand why they didn't, because Westwood picks up the knocks and then Dawson has to go in and stuff like that. But we were crap anyway.
Yeah, Westwood is the only one out of all the players now who hasn't got a club. He's training at Crewe, and bloody Harris is having a spell in Ukraine, isn't he?
Yeah, he's moved to Ukraine, hasn't he?
He got a second goal on his second game.
We always knew he was a player. He just...
Oh, God, yeah.
Whether he was a championship standard player is a different kettle of fish. He was a luxury player.
Yes.
He needed to be in a decent side around him or have limited opposition. He'd actually be quite good in a championship side. Sorry, I'm stumbling over my words a bit. Apologies. But he needs to be in one of those sides that can get the ball to him and really let him shine. He doesn't need to be in a scrapping side like we were fighting for our lives.
That's where we couldn't do with him being in that position.
Yeah, I agree. Right, let's have a look at some upcoming matches, shall we? So, on the night you're watching this podcast, Wednesday you're getting ready to face Wigan Athletic, or unless you're watching it late, then it's in the past. Wigan's record, it looks better than some of the teams we've played. That's probably because they're first in League One.
Yep.
They are currently...
They're top of the form table, top of the table itself.
They have...
They're looking brilliant.
19 points. Their record is 6-1-1. They've only been beaten once. They have won 6 of the other matches and drawn 1. Their home record, which they are at home, is their best record, 13 points, 4 wins. They have not been beaten at home this season. 4 wins, 1 drawn, no losses. It's on the road where they've got 2 wins and 1 loss. They've lost on the road once. They've scored 14 goals already this season and only conceded 5. So they've got a +9 already. And their last match was 2-0 win over Cheltenham Town. I thought Wigan were going to struggle this season because I still didn't think they'd shifted enough, you know, away from it all. I thought they were going to be mid-table, but they seem to be kicking on. Fair play to them. Although their fans were very, very, very not understanding of my perspective on my productions video, as you do find with certain fan bases. Lang and Wyke have scored 3 goals for them. Will Keane has scored 4, so we've got them to watch out for. It's going to be a test.
Windath is getting pelted from some of the Wigan fans for this. He's giving good it back. But it's going to be a proper test, this one, for Wednesday. This is our first proper big test in this league. And we know the Sunderland game has been rescheduled now, which is 5th of November, which is going to be a tough game. Well, but this will show where we're at.
I'm nervous.
Yeah. But you are going to be doing a watch-along for this, so...
Yeah, so I get to be nervous on camera.
Yeah.
Yep. Starting at 7:40. YouTube.com/DexterityBox. We will be there live. Punk's usually in the chat. Punk's pretty much always in the chat, so we'll be there. We'll be having a chat.
The only time I wasn't in the chat was when he went, "Are you coming on the street?" Oh yeah,
yeah. It was weird not having you in there. Usually you're in there. But after Wigan, Saturday the 2nd of October. Before we say this, why is this a Category A game?
I have no idea.
Sheffield Wednesday versus Oxford United. When did Chaz look at that, or the COO, and go, do you know what? That's a Category A game.
Did he just go, this is close to London? The prices.
Category A. They're 13th. They've got a record of 3-3-3. 3 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses. Their away record is the worst. They've not won away. They've drawn and they've lost 3. So if they're going to get... They've got 1 point away. So if they're going to...
Can we not? It was the whole of last season all over again. I get deja vu.
All of their wins have come at home. 3 wins and 2 draws. They've not been beaten at home. Their home record's quite impressive, but away from home, they've scored 10 and they've conceded 10.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. So we should have no problem scoring if we can...
Get your shooting boots on. Pepper the goal.
Exactly. Keep an eye out for James Henry, who's got 4 goals for him this season. Right. Community topics time. So these are the most serious community topics, the football-related ones we'll bookend the show with. So Steve, DJ Risk E White, writes in and says... Why can't I get to grips, as in Steve, he's talking about himself here. I just really wish that I could cope with Addy Owen, because Addy Owen's just one of those players that I think is got a lot of potential for us. And I just think that Addy Owen will one day become a Wednesday star.
Yeah.
No, he didn't write in and say that. He said, quote, I know it's really too early to be predicting this, but for me, out of the first 9 games we've had, I'd only keep 3 of the 14 players we brought in.
Bloody
and that's
hell.
Shadipo, Adeniran, and Wing. What about you guys from what you've seen so far?
It's 9 games.
He don't rate Gregory. Berahino.
No, Berahino, Corbinu. Bailey Peacock Farrell?
Yep. Doesn't rate Hunt.
Is everything all right?
I don't rate Hunt, to be fair, anymore, as much as I used to. Thought he was fantastic, but legs are going.
I get what you're saying. I understand it, but it's early days. It's very early days.
I'm just very shocked by this.
Yeah.
I get it, but don't... Steve, lighten up. Polish that poster of Addy Owen and chin up, mate. Chin up. Moving on to Captain Nat, who I also read one of his silly ones out earlier, but he goes, here's my team for Wigan: Peacock Farrell, Brown, Iorfa, Hutchinson, Palmer, Deli, Basharu, Adeniran in midfield to add some bite. Always give us some context.
Yep.
Then Wing if Bannon's not fit. Why would Bannon not be fit?
He came off injured at the weekend. He got an injury on the back of his knee.
Yeah, but I know, but they said he was all right, didn't they?
No, they said they know in 24 hours how he is and not heard anything since.
So I assume he's all right.
Hopefully, yeah. But
that's what my assumption was from that situation.
They may turn around and say, look, we'll just let you sit this game out. Because we know what Barry Bannon's like. He'll tear around.
Yeah, that's true.
And you don't want him to do something deadly.
Then he has a front 3 of Shadipo, Gregory and Patterson. Think we've got some ballers on. Thoughts? Don't like that front 3 myself.
No, I don't. That front 3... I'd go with Shadipo. I won't go with Patterson there.
If you're going to do a front 3, you've got to at least... I don't really like putting Berahino out there. But
You've got to put Berahino at top.
No, you don't if you're using Gregory. For me, if you're using a front 3, our best front 3 at the minute, left Berahino, middle Gregory, right Shadipo. On paper, that's our best front 3.
It'll be interesting to see where Patterson fits into all this.
Wherever they want to put him, clearly.
I think he'll play wherever. Or they could do what you did and train him to your centre-back.
His rating increases. I did it on stream, on the video, and it literally, he's a good centre-back on FIFA. Use him. If you've got FIFA, development hub him.
Getting ready to be the replacement for Hutch.
He is. I don't know if you watched the latest episode.
I did.
but I use Patterson as centre-back now.
Yeah.
He's better. He's the best centre-back we've got next to Iorfa. I have just started a player career, however.
Who's this Patterson? Never heard of him.
I've just started a player career,
Right.
and I've gone as the striker because they've changed player career. They've actually added a little bit more to it this year. And I was like, oh, yeah, you know what? I'll go for Wednesday. I'll be League One. I'll start 65 rated, work my way up. And I was like, yeah, I'm really excited about this. So on transfer deadline day, they sell Iorfa, Bannon, and Berahino. And I'm just like,
the team gone.
so I'm just there. Like, they've shunted me to the wing, a 6'4" tank. I made a 6'4" centre forward tank sort of thing. So I was like, well, I'm tall. Let's try and make it sort of like an awkward on the ball sort of. And they've shunted me to the wing and put Corbinu up front. Hutchinson's playing left back. FIFA 22's just lost the plot, mate. Hutchinson's playing left back. Palmer's next to Dunkley at right. No, Brown's next to Dunkley at centre back. And then Palmer's right back.
Who's in net?
Peacock Farrell.
Well, at least you got that
bad.
right. Well,
But, like,
unless you sim it, where they then play Wildfire all the time and then you lose them.
Yeah, I didn't lose Peacock Farrell, though.
Oh, I lost all of them.
Did you?
I lost. I'd done 2 different career mode contesting stuff at minute. So I did one that was unrealistic, and I've done one that's realistic. The realistic one, I've had to sign Shadipo and Bailey Peacock Farrell because they were complaining about contract because they were looking like they're going to get left, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But in my other one, I lost all of them when I simmed it to January. I'm like, brilliant. Bannon went on deadline day, similar to you. I lost Patterson to an ACL injury. I've just got this entire youth team set up, and I think I'm about 15th place at January.
Well, do you know what I find hilarious on this career mode? When they sub Corbinu off, and instead of putting me at top, because I'm a centre forward, they keep me at the wing and bring Patterson on. And I'm like, oh, yeah, all right then. Thanks.
Also,
go on.
Also, I am trying to figure out a way of, so there might be a Punk versus Dex FIFA thing. I'll get absolutely owned, but hey, good for the views.
I mean, I don't know if it would be good for the views. I just think it'd be terrible for your self-esteem. Them's fighting words. Right. Last community topic for today.
Sunday all over again in me chat.
Last community topic today is from Isaac Taylor. If you could add 3 Wednesday players from the 2015-16 season to the current Wednesday side, who would it be?
Lopez.
Go on.
Hooper. And Ortieri.
Some solid selections there, sir. Some solid selections. I'm just reminding myself of that exact squad. Give me a second. That's where we brought
Bannon and Hutcher. Still here.
Hunt's come back. We signed Hunt that season. Well, for me...
that's the same team that had Jow, isn't it?
For me, it's got to be Lewis Price, Darryl Latchman, and Brad Beatson. No, right now, Forestieri.
Yep.
I'd go Hooper as well. Can't believe we released him still.
No.
Vincent Sasso.
Oh, I forgot about Sasso, yeah.
Yeah.
Solid choice. I do like how we both went for the loan players, though.
Yeah, I thought I'd bring it up. We brought in some players. We brought in Matthias that season. We brought Lucas Zhao in.
Yeah.
It's
a shame. It's a shame about Matthias, though, isn't it? That wonder goal, and that's all we ever saw, bless him.
Bless him? Spent about 5 million on him. Bless him. Bless us. What did we get for 5?
Actually, not blessing, because he opened that pottery pastry shop in middle of town, and I think there's one in Crooks now, no?
Bless him. Bless him. Oh, then again, mate, we had... I don't know. We had Ati Nui back then.
Oh, yeah, we did.
We had Glenn Lovens.
Yeah.
We had Kieran Lee.
Oh, yeah, Kieran Lee.
We had Kieran Westwood.
Not just Kieran Lee, informed Kieran Lee.
It's difficult. Good question, that. Let us know yours in the comments. I'd like to see that.
That'd be nice.
If you're on the YouTube, obviously. That's it from me this week, mate. What about yourself? Anything else to add?
That's it from me. Just let's hope we get a win on Tuesday and Saturday.
Yeah. Two matches to talk about next time we record a podcast. That's
it'll be nice.
Not been a while since we've
No.
It's been a while since we've been done. It's been a while since we've been able to do that even. God, words.
I was half expecting you to start singing Nickelback and I was about to leave. Oh, not Nickelback, Stained.
What?
Stained. It's been a while.
Oh, I was going to say, I was going through my head for Nickelback songs and I was like,
I did change it.
I love Nickelback.
I know you do.
That's a controversy in itself. I love Nickelback. Anyway, have a good week. That's been episode 37 of the Talking Wednesday podcast. We will see you next Tuesday. But for now, guys, take care and we'll see you in the next episode of Talking Wednesday.
Yeah, no.
You interrupted me. Bye.
Long week.
See you later.